If you've gone through life thinking that all millionaires was born with a silver spoon in their mouths, maybe it's time you adjust your perspective. The difference between poverty and wealth is mostly a matter of mindset and the little habits we practice in our everyday lives. I want y'all to get that because it is how you see successful people and how you see wealthy people has a lot to do with your ability to become one. If you guys are taking notes, I want you to write this down. Your subconscious mind will never allow you to become that which you despise. I want y'all to take that with y'all throughout the day. Your subconscious mind will never allow you to become that which you despise. Why? Because you'd have to despise yourself. So when you look at successful people, whether it is people who have tons of money, whether it's people who are successful in their marital relationship, whether it's people who are successful with their careers and their jobs, if you are secretly despising them, right? You looking at your boss a certain way, you're despising your boss, you'll never become a boss. Hope y'all getting this. You look at wealthy people and you say, man, they were born with that. I'd make it too if I had somebody drop $50,000 on me. I'd make it too. You don't know what these people had to do to accumulate this wealth. Here's a startling statistic. 80% of all wealthy people today are first generation wealthy. I mean, they ain't come from money. They did not come from money. I want y'all to understand this. And we have this issue, and it's by design, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted that I'm blaming you for something. You've been trained to think that all wealthy people come from money. Every TV program that you see wealthy people who have come from money. You've been trained to see that. If you've ever done any study on wealthy people, you'll know that according to all the statistics on wealth, money, fame, power, there's about, I think it's less than 9% of wealthy people in the world that come from wealth, that were really trust fund babies. Like, you know, Paris Hilton was a trust fund baby, right? The Hilton Hotel empire was already built before she was born. So she was born stupid, dope, nasty, rich, right? There's only 9% of the people who are wealthy who are born that way. There's about 11 or 12% of people who were not born in poverty. They weren't born rich either, but they were maybe given a blessing of maybe an insurance policy, and maybe they got $100,000 put into their lap and they grew that into, right? But 80% of people who are wealthy today got it out of the mud. But here's the psychology behind you believing that everybody is born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Because if everybody was born with a silver spoon in their mouth and I'm not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, then that gives me an excuse and a reason to say, oh, well, I can't be wealthy, because the only way that you can be wealthy in America is if you were born with a silver spoon. And since I was not, I have no chance. But now that I've shattered that, and now that you know that 80% of all wealthy people are first generation wealthy, they got it out of mud. Now you got to deal with that. Yeah, now you got to deal with that. And most of y'all, the way you're going to deal with it is you're going to not believe it. Because that removes any excuses. See, that to me was good news, because I came up thinking that way too. Like, wait a minute. I don't stand to receive an inheritance, right? And no disrespect to my mom, single mom, raised 6 kids on welfare most of our lives, and did the best that she could, right? Wasn't financially literate, so she didn't understand how to build assets and accumulate wealth. So I get it. So all my life, I'm thinking I didn't have that. I don't have that coming. So there's no way for me to get wealthy. And then I read the book, The Millionaire Next Door. And it said 80% of all wealthy people are first generation wealthy. 80%. So wait a minute. That means 8 out of 10 people that I see who are financially successful, those people started their lives working jobs like everyday regular people, and they did some different things. They thought differently, they behaved differently, they created some different habits that led to them building wealth in a single generation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, well, hell, if they can do it, I could do it. I hope you're picking up that mentality and that mindset. I hope you're not trying to fight me on this and just swearing up and down. No, society wants you to believe that the only way you can get wealthy is if wealth is passed down to you, so that you don't actually do what it takes to get wealthy, which is transform your mind and then take the necessary actions, right? I'm gonna leave you with this because we got to get into 1 minute motivation real quick. You've got to become a 7 figure human being before you can become a 7 figure entrepreneur, before you can become a 7 figure entertainer, before you can become a 7 figure influencer, before you can become a 7 figure anything else. You have to become a 7 figure human being before you can build $1 million business. Hey, yo, listen, man, if you like that clip, then do yourself a favor, man. Go to your favorite podcasting platform, whether it is Apple, whether it is Spotify, whether it is iHeart, whether it is Amazon, wherever you like to get your podcast from, man. Go subscribe to the Cortez Hustle Show, because we bring it every single morning. If you're an entrepreneur and you need some motivation, you need some encouragement, you need some tips, some strategies, you need to understand how entrepreneurship is done by other entrepreneurs, whether they're in the industry that you're in or not. You need to understand different people's daily routines and different approaches. That's what the Cortez Hustle Show is all about. So do yourself a favor, man. Go like, follow, subscribe. Check us out on all your podcasting platforms. I think you're going to be thoroughly impressed by what we bring to the table every day. TheCortezHustleShow.com.